Hey Alice,
Hey Dani,
how's it going?
been a while.
It's been a while. This is season 1 a wrap up. We thought we'd have some reflections about our last 11 episodes plus our trailer debut. So we've learned a lot.
Yep.
We've recorded 11 episodes and a trailer. We've learned how to edit. Mostly Alice has learned how to edit and produce and upload and share. Big high five to Working for Progress.
That was a high five noise.
You could have a clap machine. I have enjoyed the conversations very, very much. And I kind of laugh every time I say I've enjoyed them more than I thought I would. Because that sounds like I wasn't going to. I just hadn't appreciated how much I would enjoy them. And it reminded me how much I do love a good conversation. And I want to do more of it. And I want to go a little bit deeper, perhaps. So we thought we'd take this chance to reflect a little bit and talk about maybe what stood out from season 1.
I think I've just really appreciated how honest and vulnerable people have been in their conversations, because I think we didn't initiate this podcast for it to be a heavy, hard-hitting podcast. We wanted it to be light and fun, and obviously for people to get something out of it. But people have really considered what they're going to say and really backtracked and delved deep into what they've been through. And it's just been really nice to listen to the intricacies of people's journeys that you wouldn't find out every day, because you've got to create the space to share it.
Yeah, I definitely wanted less chit chat, more good deep conversation. So I'm glad that has happened. We could probably do more of it even. But you're right, it's nice to... It connects people when people are willing to be vulnerable, doesn't it? I feel more connected to each person we've interviewed. As much as I've liked all of them to start with, because I know them a bit, I've liked them so much more because I know a bit more about them. And it's such a good reminder of why we need connection. It's, as Brené Brown says, it's really hard to hate someone up close. As much as I haven't hated anyone, of course, but the affection has grown so much with the kind of intimacy of the conversations. And it is about work, but also our work is who we are quite often, particularly in this crowd. We're working with or speaking to mostly entrepreneurs, people that are doing something for more love than money in most cases. Sometimes it's both, but certainly not two-dimensional characters. They have deep values, considered plans for themselves and who they want to be here. So
I think when I was trying to think back to when we started this and what I wanted out of the podcast, and I think for me the past year or two of my career journey has been quite a turning point, because I've gone from working for work to it becoming something that I wholly enjoy. So I wanted the podcast to express how that journey's made me feel, in that now I feel so much certain in what I want out of my work in life. And that's always been something that, it's not that I haven't considered it before this, but I just didn't think it was possible for me. I always thought the sacrifice would be intense labour, basically. So I think it's been really nice picking out these little nuggets in everybody's journeys, and it's all come down to the same thing of journey and a risk and community and trusting in yourself and trusting in the people around you as well. And while we didn't plan for that to be the overarching theme, that's definitely what it's been for me.
That's cool. That's really nice to hear on many levels. And also similarly, I've been very appreciative of the communities of Tribe and Keystone since the beginning, and it was definitely something that was prioritized for me, was creating community. But I think it's been really nice way, particularly I suppose coming out of lockdown and COVID and kind of getting back on our feet and really coming back to such a strong community and feeling so close to everyone and grateful for them. It's been a joy. And I've met the most incredible people from the beginning of Tribe, through TEDx Portobello, through every member here, and through all the women that have gone through Keystone. And yeah, they are the best folks. So we're doing something right, or at least maybe it's just my kind of people. But when people care about each other, and I mean, that's why we're doing the podcast, isn't it? Working for progress. So when they care about each other and they care about what they're doing and they care about this planet, they're good people. They are good people. Yeah. They're nice to have them in your life.
So have you had an opportunity to listen back to any of the episodes?
That's a very good question.
Have you had the courage?
I hadn't until recently, and I quickly got teased by my son about how egotistical I am for listening to my own podcast. So I've only listened to one episode. Well, actually not even a full one. I couldn't quite bring myself to it. And I was just trusting you. We're doing an excellent job in the editing and producing that I didn't need to. It is a funny one to listen to yourself back, but actually it was okay. And I actually really enjoyed it. And so I will listen to more of them. But because I was listening at the time, I felt like I've heard them. Yeah. So
is there anything that, when you reflect on it, is there anything that anybody said in particular where you're like, oh, that was really good? Yeah. That was like a really good little... Yeah. Like if somebody didn't have the opportunity for whatever reason to listen to a whole podcast. Yeah. And you could only send them a quote. Yeah. Is there one that you would pull out?
Yeah, I think there's quite a few. Like when we spoke to Nasim, I loved her reflection about trust and the ways that she works.
Like, actually, it's okay to trust. Like, it's okay to open yourself and just be vulnerable sometimes on how you're feeling, what you're seeing, and having sometimes difficult conversations to be able to explore the nuance of things a little bit more, and just have faith that things will come out right. Because if you already go into a situation with like a bit of doubt, and you feel like the other person feels it, and then you don't let, like, I think both parts actually explore the relationship that could be. I just think trust is embedded on everything that we do. And when trust, like even in our personal life, when we hold conversations with people, when we're working in organizations, when we even see our community spaces or the relationships that we have with governments or organizations, like in between them, is I think one element that is constantly broken. And if we just had a tiny bit more trust in each other, the world would be a better place.
And I certainly, kind of developing Keystone, had this philosophy with the group I was working with around kind of moving at the speed of trust. So it takes time, and you have to put yourself into that relationship of trust to find trust. So it can only go as fast as both participants or players can go. And I think Lorna also said something really great about trust.
So I love this story from years ago. I did a scuba diving training, and apparently if you shoot up to the surface, you might get the burns. So part of it, you have to take off your mask and take out your breathing apparatus and then put it back on underwater. So when I came to do my turn for the certificate, I got my instructor's hand and put it on my belt so that I wouldn't be compelled to fly to the surface. Just that hand on the belt, I got you here. And so I find that a lot of people come to counselling and coaching because they can do it. It is okay. They know they can. There's this instinct for more. But it's so healthy and helpful to have that anchoring force.
And how she's anchored, like one helping hand or someone there to kind of guide you at a certain time. That's pivotal in her career, I believe.
Yeah, I think I really like that so many people spoke about trust and honesty, because I think in any part of your life, if you think about a time when you were struggling or you were trying to create a change or you needed to take a risk, it's not always just trusting in yourself.
Yeah,
it's
true. Trusting
in the people around you, or also just having those honest conversations with the people around you. Yeah, to be like, okay, I can actually do this.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think quite a few people did mention that. I know Rachel mentioned something around, her partner really being instrumental in her going out on her own and believing in herself and valuing her work. I think if we listen back, they probably all have an element of that.
Yeah, I think that's why I've fallen in love with co-working as well, because everybody works with people, but you don't choose the people that are around you when you've got a specific workplace to go to. And when you come into a co-working space, you almost have that as a choice. And I definitely feel that's one of the strongest reasons that people come to us. It's not the walls or the desk or the way they look. It's the way that it looks a little bit, because it looks pretty cool. But it's the people that you're sat next to every day, and it's the people that you have lunches with and debate about world issues with, or have those little breakdown moments and be vulnerable with each other, and it can completely shift your day. So I remember when we spoke to Bob, he spoke a lot about navigating changes and how Tribe gave him that sense of security.
So safety the psychological safety, I guess, is formed with people when you look back on it. And if you've got other people that you can go through a journey with, then that makes it easier.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have people been in tears and we just give them hugs and don't always talk about things, but that person knows they're not alone in what they're feeling. And that's powerful. That's powerful stuff. Because nothing worse than feeling shit and being alone.
Yeah. And definitely applying that to the podcast as well. Something that I'm enjoying about it is the thought that there might be people out there that are trying to navigate their working lives and don't know where to go next. And maybe they don't quite have those people around them yet to help them, but our podcast can actually guide you in a way. Like, we're definitely not saying that it's the best self-help book and you should take every single piece of advice that comes out of it. Like, everybody's unique and we're all on our own paths. But if you can sit and listen to it and think, oh, that person did it, or oh, I didn't think of that way, or
yeah, for sure,
there's not a straight linear path to anything, and you've got to have that trust. I remember when we spoke to Lorna, and she spoke a lot about trusting her instinct to take risks, and how it takes so much practice to feel comfortable and confident in these decisions and these big life choices.
I feel that way, and at the time I'd never have known it. I just felt like I had leapt off a cliff and was falling, and occasionally landed on a shelf and then thought this is the wrong place and leapt off again, and it was painful and scary and uncomfortable, which sounds like it would say don't do it. But in retrospect, once I came to understand, no, that was the growth, that was the career path, then I started gleefully leaping off, and it was giddy and it was fun and it was exciting, because I knew actually that that it wasn't an abyss.
Yeah, hopefully there's a bit of inspiration there for people, just hearing different stories and different ways people have gone about their work. At any age. I mean, I often say I would love for younger people to listen to this, to know the possibilities out there, because it no longer are we kind of trying to get a job for our entire life, and many people have 2 or 3 different kinds of jobs. But also you can start a new blooming job at 50, you know, at any point. And gosh, so many women that I've worked with through Keystone particularly, they're sick of their corporate career, or they want to finally do what they've always wanted to do now that their kids are at school or have left the house, or they're just sick of thinking about it and they want to make it their full-time gig. And it's scary and it takes some guts, so it's easier with people, isn't it? And it's easier knowing that someone's done it before, so you can also do it.
It's just knowing the possibilities as well. When I first started my job here, I remember chatting to people and finding out about all the incredible things that they're doing. And there was just like so many worlds that I didn't know existed, and so many jobs that I didn't know existed. And initially I found it really overwhelming. I was just like, what on earth? Like, this is not like there's so many things out there that I just didn't know were a possibility. So even if that as a little nugget comes out of this podcast for people as well, like especially with the world of like sustainability, like we've already had 2 people on here, both working in sustainability, but both got there in very different ways and very different points of time. So just to expand your brain into thinking that there's no linear way to it.
Definitely. Where do you think you'll be when you're 45?
It's a big question.
I know.
Big question. hopefully just still surrounded by good people.
See, I
having
think
good
that's a good
time
way to
and-
do it. It's not like I need to have this
Yeah.
job with this income, with this
Yeah.
kind of house and this kind of car. It's like, no, actually, I want to be surrounded with good people, making a difference to this world, enjoying what I do every day, having hobbies, having my creative outlets. Like, I think you're right. I think we need to start talking about success that way.
I think that's the great thing about value-based work, which is something that I've only started thinking about since working here. I before this, I always worked in hospitality and coffee shops, and the main reason for that was because I got to be with people and I got to make people happy and talk to people and meet people, and I really struggled to work out how I can apply that outside of the hospitality world, you know. I guess though it's really good to know that value-based work is out there,
Yeah.
because I don't know why I think because I didn't have the word for it or the term for it, and I hadn't met loads of people that thought that same way, I'd never applied it to my own life.
Yeah. I mean, and you're not alone. I think unless you're exposed to these things, which frustrates me about school sometimes, you know, our career paths are still so small, and we're not talking about value-based work as much as I think as we could. But also entrepreneurship, because some of this is around creating change that you want to see, and that might be creating jobs that don't exist yet.
I think I always find that sad when I reflect on my school years as well. So in secondary school, I remember noticing this very abrupt distinction between kids who were in, I'm doing quotation marks, lower sets. So you were split into sets of, this isn't what I agree with, just prefacing, but the smart kids and the kids that aren't on the same level. And the lower sets would always get to do like hairdressing apprenticeships. They would do circus skills really randomly. They would get to do extra like dance or sports classes. Some of them got to go on, did I already say this one, like construction apprenticeships.
You didn't, but
and any kids that were in the smart, quotation marks, smarter sets didn't have access to any of that. So already the school system was saying, this is what you can do, this is what you can do. I remember having so many meetings with teachers as well, where they would really push you into that career path frame of mind. I remember being asked, what are you going to do when you leave school? Or once you've gone to university, after university, what are you going to do? And you're asking a 16-year-old this. And I would always say teacher, because that's what my mum did. I didn't know what else was out there.
And that probably pleased people, because that was what you were
And
supposed to
ticks
do
the
as a
box
woman.
that the school wanted.
Yeah.
But that's definitely affected me in my like 20s, because my life didn't adhere to what they wanted it to back then, and it always played on my mind that I thought I was doing stuff wrong.
Do you know what's weird? I mean, because I grew up in America, with has many faults, I'm not saying it doesn't, but we certainly don't have that kind of levels as you do here in Britain. And I was always a dancer, and I never, and I got really good grades, but I was never put into a category of either or. And so I never had that pressure of kind of, I can only think of myself in this space, which I'm quite grateful for, I suppose. And we also don't have the pressure of the kind of end of year exam, so it's kind of more cumulative, and it's over the 4 years of your high school, and then you take some extra tests if you go to university. Or maybe I'm just lucky because I did a bit of both, so I didn't feel like I had to be one or the other. But yeah, I see that here with my own kids, the pressure of how you're defined based on your testability. It's not even your intelligence, because
you learn how to do a test.
It's not a reflection necessarily. It's just how you retain information, not how you understand it necessarily. And that bleeds into, I think that really bleeds into people's career paths. At 26 I was in this country, and I was just starting my own business, actually, called Interplay. We were I say we, it was me. doing applied behavior analysis consultancy, only because 2 families came to me and said, we really like you, we don't like your boss. Would you like to start your own business and we'll come with you? And so that, again, that kind of those trusted people, that gave me the courage, and also then applied for my own visa because I was here on a work permit, allowed me to stay here. Okay, what's up for season 2 then? What do you think? What do you want to do more of, less of?
I think it would be pretty cool to open up who we offer the interviews to. So when we started this, it was quite strict on let's just interview people at Tribe and Keystone.
Yeah.
But I would be very interested to open up that to local business owners.
Cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just to find out their stories.
Yeah.
And I think as well, like, Edinburgh is really good for independent business, and also knowing the people behind them. Like, I think there's quite a little beautiful niche there that Edinburgh has. Not saying that Edinburgh is the only place that has independent shops, it's definitely not, but it'd be good to find out about the people behind those businesses.
Yeah. Cool. So still kind of entrepreneurial in spirit.
Yeah.
We're still going to have value-based questions. We're on the fence about the 5 simple pleasures. Or how are you feeling about that? Just because you asked me. Maybe we
just shake up the phrasing a little bit.
Yeah.
I do really enjoy that question, and I also enjoy how we could notice how the seasons are changing, because when we started recording the first episodes, it was still very wintry and cold outside, so we were getting a lot of wintry answers, and I actually thought that was really nice that as we transitioned into supposedly warmer months, that people started saying like bike rides and the sea, and I think that was quite nice. Yeah, so I do like the question,
and they were more varied than I thought they might be.
Yeah,
I thought that we'd have kind of the same-ish answers, but no, we haven't.
Yeah. It's definitely a good warm-up as well.
Yeah. Okay, we'll carry on then. We'll carry on with that. And most people talked about flow. They didn't really talk about awe. I think awe is maybe, it's a bit of a abstract concept that you have to really think about, and maybe it's too far for a kind of on-the-spot question. But I kind of like the flow question.
Yeah, I like the flow question.
Maybe we'll just stick to flow.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll ask the audience. Vote.
Yeah. We'll put an Instagram question up, and you can all have your 2 cents.
I think I was reading a book about awe at the time. And I was really taken aback by the thought of it. But it does take some pondering time about what that means.
I think a lot of awe-inspiring things as well are in the everyday, and I think when you pose people that question,
it feels big,
it feels massive, and your brain is trying to think what's something epic that I've done, but true. Actually it's not that big.
It doesn't have to be. Yeah,
it's very different for everyone,
but there is something about being open to the kind of big and little gifts of life. And I guess you could say being present, but like just I don't know, that's what makes me happy most times, when I'm having a moment of like, oh, the world is beautiful. Like that, like the sunshine. I mean, it could be small, like you say, it could be the sunshine, it could be conversation, it could be something bigger. But we have a lot of those, then it's hard to be too grumpy. Grand. Okay, what else? We're good. We're going to wrap up.
Yeah.
Looking forward to season 2.
Yeah.
We might tweak a few questions, but overall, I'm really proud.
Yeah.
I'm proud of what we've been able to do, and we've just done it. We didn't know what the hell we were doing when we started.
Nope.
Just an idea. And obviously, there are lots of podcasts out there and people do it all the time, but we also have done it. Yeah. And Alice has mastered GarageBand.
Just about. We had a few white noise problems, but
some tweaks with the third microphone still not perfect, but
it all comes with time. It's a journey. We're learning.
It's a work in progress.
End scene.
Genuine thanks to all of our guests. I've appreciated their time, and they've all been so generous and willing to be here. So yes, thank you everybody.
Thank you everyone.
Out.
Ciao for now. To hear more about Tribe Porty and Keystone, you can find us on all social media platforms. Please head over to our website and subscribe to our newsletters, which includes monthly blogs to provide helpful insights into how we craft our work in life. This has been Working for Progress. We hope you join us again.